Oh, why do I still have that drink there? Fix that. There we go. Hello, guys. Hello. I don't know how many people are gonna show up because this is really, really, really short notice. But I'm desperately trying to keep my eyes open right now. I figured it'd be easier to do it by talking, and I haven't talked to you guys much at all. I've left posts on my Discord over the past day and a half, 2 days, so I'm here. Sleepy Phantom, very sleepy. Very, very sleepy. But I can't sleep yet, not for another 30 minutes at least. My cat is very, 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 very ill. I'm following directions. I have to force him to drink some water in about 20-30 minutes after the antacid the vet told me to give him fully kicks in. Oh, lost a membership, no longer sleepy emotes? Not yet. Just gotta get that membership back, boy. There's the sleepy emotes. Hopefully you guys are all doing good. I have been... At the end of last stream, or near the end of last stream, my cat threw up, which is not unheard of. My cat throws up every once in a while. All cats do. Especially since he eats the dog's food regularly. But he threw up like 4 times, and the 4th time he threw up a roundworm. It was a big one. And he has been in extreme discomfort. This was technically Friday night. Not even Saturday morning yet. And his stomach was killing him. He kept rolling around. He did not sleep at all that night. And he threw up almost 20 times. Almost every single time, nothing came out. Because he was trying to throw up worms that he couldn't get out. I called the vet. First thing in the morning, the moment they were open, I said, I need dewormer for my cat. Like, pronto, ASAP. I know you guys close early and you close on Sundays. So I need it, like, before you close, or he's not gonna get it until Monday. And they said, okay, we'll get it, the bottle grabbed for you, and we'll call you when it's ready. And I had to work. I hadn't slept at all. I did not fall asleep after streaming. I spent all night trying to take care of the cat because he was yowling and screaming and rolling around and crying for hours. He'd go under the bed, he'd go in the box, he'd go behind the partition, he'd roll around. He did not drink, he did not eat. And they didn't fucking fill the medication. They closed at noon. I called at 8. They said I would get a call before late morning. I called them at 11:45 while at work after having talked to my boss and being like, hey, I'm gonna have to step away for 15 minutes to go grab medication for my cat. And they were like, okay. I called and they were like, oh, we didn't get it filled out. We were doing other stuff. And I was like, okay, can I come get it now? And they were like, we're not going to be able to fill it out. I'm like, you're not going to be able to fill it out. The bottle is fucking sitting there. It's there. Behind a desk. And the amount of time you took to tell me that you can't get it ready, you could have reached over and fucking grabbed it. I'd be there by now. So, I didn't get the medication. Because of them. Living in a relatively small city, we don't have a pet store, not one that's open on weekends. And Walmart and Target are doing that stupid ship to store thing. So any over-the-counter cat dewormer, there's none. The closest cat dewormer is 4 hours away in a city called Grand Rapids. There's nowhere else that has it. So I couldn't get any. He kept crying, he kept vomiting, I felt terrible. I drank like 6 cups of coffee, and as I was walking around work, desperately trying to keep my eyes open. I was running purely off of caffeine and hatred and mania. Like, I was not me. I was some sort of thing piloting my body until I got home and Kitty still hadn't drank or eaten anything. He's still crying and crying, and he had vomited a good 12 more times while I was at work. It was all over the carpet, it was on the floor, and it was on him because he had been laying in it. I cleaned him up. I cleaned his food and water bowl. I cleaned the carpet. I cleaned the floor. I cleaned everything. I pet him. I took care of him. I took a syringe and I tried to syringe some water into his mouth. And I think doing that kind of kicked him into drive a little bit. And he will occasionally drink water, but he has not eaten food since throwing up on that stream. He has not eaten food in 2 days. Which is not good. Cats are extremely prone to something called fatty liver, where their body will break down fat deposits to get energy, and without a lot of water and protein, their liver cannot process it, and within like 3 days they can get severely sick and have liver failure and die. It kills a lot of cats. I went to one of those websites to talk to a vet and get another opinion, because the vets told me, oh, he'll be fine, it's just worms, he'll be fine until Monday. And I'm like, he is vomiting everywhere and won't sleep. He won't let me sleep. He won't stop crying. Oh, he'll be fine, he'll be fine. He's 6 years old, he'll be fine. He's not old enough to have problems with worms, he'll be okay. They open at 7. It is 9. I talked to a vet. The vet had me give him some omeprazole, which is a antacid that will hopefully help him deal with the nausea. I want to believe that he got sick because of the worms and just vomited way too much, that he has nausea. When he tries to walk, he is very wobbly, and he can't take more than like 4 steps without falling over. I don't know if he's severely malnourished, which I don't think he'd be after 2 days, or if he just threw up so many times that he has kitty vertigo and motion sickness and he can't stay on his feet. And that's why he's not eating, because his mouth and throat are burned from all the vomiting, and he's nauseous, so he doesn't want to eat. I have tried to get him to eat multiple times. I have tried like 13 different things. I got shredded cat food, wet cat food, broth. I got pate, solid cat food. I boiled chicken. I tried to give him just the broth from the boiled, skinless, boneless, unseasoned chicken. He has not eaten anything, and he isn't eating. In about 20 minutes, it'll have been 2 hours since I gave him the antacids, and according to the vet, I need to syringe feed him water then, and see if he will eat. If he does not eat, give him 12 hours to let his stomach settle, and then try feeding him again. If he has not eaten anything by 7 in the morning, I am going to bring him into the emergency vet thing, because this is very, very dangerous. I wanted to stream yesterday, but after work I hit like 8 different stores. I went to Target, I went to L&M Fleet Supply, I went to Walmart, I went to a Cenex Co-op, I went to a gas station that sometimes has stuff. I went to everything I could. The fastest I can get him here is Tuesday or Wednesday, which means waiting until Monday is the fastest. So for the last 2 days he has been suffering, even though I did everything to get the fucking vets to get the medication that's already there. It's in a bottle behind a desk. I could walk in there and reach over and grab it without going into a restricted zone. That's how close it is to the front. But these motherfuckers don't feel like doing their goddamn job, and my cat suffers for it. It is not good. This is very dangerous. Even though he just has worms, because of the way that things are going, he could get infection. The worms could spread into his kidneys or his liver and cause irreparable kidney or liver damage and failure. Not eating can cause fatty liver. All of this can cause problems. The good news is he did drink, and he's not crying anymore. Whether he isn't crying because he is too exhausted to or not, I don't know. But the vet did say it's a good sign. I am so tired. The little bit of sleep I got yesterday after coming home and crashing after trying to get him to eat and cleaning everything was fragmented. I kept waking up every hour because he'd be crying. He only cries before vomiting. Like right before vomiting, because he gets an upset stomach. But he hasn't thrown up since like 7 in the morning today. So he hasn't thrown up in over 12 hours. And I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I want to think it's a good thing, but he was hovering over his water bowl, which is when a cat goes to like drink, but they don't drink. They just sit there and hang their head over the water bowl. And that is a sign of kidney damage, kidney failure. So I'm stressing out a lot over him. He is all I have left, and I really don't want anything to happen to him. But I'm trying. I've still got tons of food around. I've been trying to eat. I am so tired. 15 more minutes, and then I can try and get him to eat and then sleep myself. I really hope he eats, because I feel sick to my stomach from all the stress. I've been trying to keep you guys updated on Discord, but I wanted to make a short stream/video. I didn't want to do a video because I wanted you guys to be able to talk with me and ask any questions if you guys had any questions. He is laying. He isn't moving, but he is sleeping. And every once in a while I make sure he's, you know, able to wake up. He does. I left the door open to see what he'd do, and he tried to struggle to climb the stairs, and he only got about halfway up. Poor little fatty couldn't climb. But he tried, and that's good enough, I guess. I don't know. He hasn't been using the bathroom either. He's really not doing good, guys. And it's because I didn't get the fucking medication because of the vets. And I'm worried about bringing him into the vet, because I don't want to bring him in just to have them go, here, have him eat this gel. Like, they'll charge me like $500 when they could just give me the gel for like 20 without bringing him in. But at the same time, like, he isn't eating, and I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk that there's more going on that I don't see, that a vet will see. I'm not made of money. I'm dirt poor, and I'm barely going to be able to afford this vet visit, if I even can. but I gotta do it. I'm not losing him to it. He's all I have. Let's hope for the better. Let's hope. The vet that I talked to, it sounds like most likely he has worms. He got an upset stomach. He threw up. He kept throwing up, trying to get rid of the worms. He got one out, which is why I know for sure that it's worms. It was like 2.5 inches long. I thought it was a twist tie. I thought it was one of those like all white plastic twist ties that they have on like premium bread loaves. I thought maybe he ate one of those and got really sick because of it. But then when I turned away and then looked back after a few minutes, it was in a different position. And I'm like, that's not a twist tie. That's not a fucking twist tie at all. That's a fucking worm. And I'm hoping, and the vet thinks, he just threw up way too many times and is now like way too nauseous to eat. And drink. He did drink, which is a sign that he's okay. But he's obviously not okay. Like, he just lifted his head up. How are you doing, buddy? Are you okay? You're awake. He's trying to move, but he can't. I have towels laid out on the floor. I have paper towels laid out all around the places that he normally vomits. Hey, are you okay? He's not rolling on his side. I think his stomach's bothering. Hey, did that omeprazole help at all? You could only take 5 milligrams, and a capsule is usually 40. This music is way too upbeat for what's going on. Oh, he's like crawling. My poor buddy. Oh, sorry, Roxanne. Are you okay? It's getting close to the 2-hour mark. If the omeprazole works, it's gonna be kicking in now. Hopefully I can get you to eat some boiled chicken or pate. Oh, he wants to go to the... Oh, water, but he like can't walk more than 3 steps. Here, I'll be right back. I'm gonna bring the water bowl to him. Hey, don't move. This is dry as shit. Oh. Feels so bad for him. Most likely, this is just a bad chain of events. Having worms made him uncomfortable. Being uncomfortable made him try to throw them up. Not being able to throw them up made him vomit too much. Vomiting too much made him nauseous and gave him motion sickness, because that happens in cats. There's a term for it the vet used. Most likely he's just motion sick, nauseous, dehydrated, hungry, and has worms. I'm hoping that I'm gonna bring him in. It's gonna cost me a fucking arm and a leg, like $400 just to walk him through that door without an appointment. It looks like all that money you guys gave me isn't going towards new screens and a new chair after all. least he's not crying. I wish he'd cry. When he was crying, it was heartbreaking to hear, and I couldn't sleep. But at least he had the energy to cry. I just don't want to open back up. I can't. 7 more minutes, 7 more minutes, 7 more minutes. I'm so tired. Yesterday I was listening to breakcore music, walking around work, functioning off of nothing but hatred and like 5 times the recommended daily dose of caffeine. I had a resting heart rate of 135 to 145 according to my Apple Watch. I functioned only to get stuff for the cat and go home to him. And then I slept for like 5 hours. Woke up at like 2. And I've been up ever since. I worked an 8-hour day today. I felt so sad leaving him behind. Again. I feel so sorry for him. I want to help him. He just won't eat. I don't blame him. I know how he feels. It's flu-like symptoms, which can happen when cats have worms, obviously, but it's really dangerous for a cat. I don't want him to have liver or kidney damage. It shortens his lifespan or makes his stuff worse, or worst case, fucking kills him in the morning. If I can get him to eat anything, then I can just go to the vet, get the dewormer, get some of that really high protein and calorie gel that they have, feed him that so that he doesn't fucking like wither away. It'll stave off the other problems. Keep giving him omeprazole so that he can stomach it and that he can retain water. Giving him water. And obviously deworming him so that he gets better. But he doesn't eat, I have to bring him in. I can't risk it. And the whole thing was completely fucking avoidable if those absolute degenerate pieces of garbage just did their fucking... Oh, my face tracking's broken. Hey. Face tracking, wake up. Wake up. There we go. If those fucking animals just grabbed the bottle, he'd have been being treated for how long now? 32 hours. He'd have been treated for 32 hours already. He'd have had the medication in when he was still vomiting. It's vets. I have never had a good experience with a veterinarian. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck if you're one of the good ones and you hear this. Veterinarians are scumbag, garbage human beings who do not value the life of the animals that they have to work with. Most vet places close for 2 days a week. I don't give a fuck if people want weekends. Rotate your fucking employees. Everywhere else does it. I can't even bring him in as an emergency. They didn't have to do any work. The bottles are fucking there. Boo-hoo. You have to write his name on a stamp. and put it on the bottle and take my money. Every time I have ever brought an animal to the vet, they bring you in for the emergency visit and they try to get you to fucking kill the animal within 10 minutes of walking through the door. There is no Petco here. We don't have a pet store. We can't get the gel. We can't get the dewormer over the counter. Nowhere has it. The only place that has it is the vet, and the vet has been closed since before he started vomiting 2 days ago. Every single vet I have ever been to for problems with dogs and cats before, they walk through the fucking door and they immediately do everything they can to try to get you to kill the animal. You know why? Because you already came in through that emergency door. They get to charge you the $400 to $700 already. It would be cost efficient for them to just charge you another $200 to kill the thing, and then go off to the next guy so they can try it and do it again. If they tried to fix the animal, it'd cost maybe $300, but it'd take hours. It's not cost efficient for them. They're scum. I genuinely hope every single person in that building starts passing kidney stones in the next few days. I hope that they get into mild car accidents that cripple them so that they limp for the rest of their lives. I wish pain upon them and their family, because they are garbage human beings. I called them the moment they were open at 8. They had 4 fucking hours to grab a bottle on a shelf, and they didn't do it. And my cat has been suffering for 2 days because of them. I blame them completely. I hate seeing him like this. He won't even meow anymore. Just laying there. So that's been my past 2 days, guys. How's yours been? I'm barely functional. I'm running on the fumes of fumes. Eyes don't want to stay open. But I'm not fucking losing this cat. That's all I have. The only thing I have left. Yeah, burning thighs for too many squats. That's malpractice, bro. No, it's not. They're vets. They can't be sued for that. The only way it would be something that I can get them in trouble for is if I had an appointment. Obviously. Who told you that? I've found that. Yeah, vets go by a completely different set of rules than doctors. If it was a scheduled appointment and they saw the cat and they said he needs dewormer but then refused to give it to me, that would be against the law. That is actually intent to harm my animal. Since it wasn't scheduled as an appointment, they're completely safe from anything like that. Them saying they'll get it ready is not legally binding. If it was, they wouldn't have been so nonchalant about telling me. They spent more time making up excuses, even through the emergency room. He hasn't been in the emergency room. Their emergency room is closed. Their emergency room has been closed since 4 p.m. Saturday, which is when noon Saturday, which is when I called them the second time. Because I called them at 8 and I said, hey, my cat threw up a worm. I need dewormer. He's in a lot of discomfort. He's in pain. He's yowling. He can't move very well. He keeps vomiting all over the place and he hasn't eaten. He's not using the bathroom. And he's not drinking. I fucking need the dewormer because if I don't get it from you guys before you close, I'm not getting it until Monday, and I'm not letting him suffer like that. They never called me, so I called them 15 minutes before they closed, and I was like, hey, did you guys forget to call me? Or what's going on? And they're like, oh, we were busy. We didn't grab it. I'm like, it's there. You're not concocting it. You don't pull out a sheet of chemicals and build it. You have bottles, over-the-counter bottles on a shelf. Just grab one. I can reach over and grab it for you. I could be there before you finish explaining to me why you didn't grab it. That's how close I am to the fucking veterinarian hospital right now. I'm across the street. But no. Just excuses. And I asked them, is there anywhere I can get it? Is there anywhere I can get it over the counter? Is there anywhere I can get anything? What can I do? And they're like, oh, he's 6 years old. He'll be fine. There's nowhere in town that has it. Target and Walmart don't carry it in stock anymore. Nowhere else carries it. There's nowhere here. The closest place is Grand fucking Rapids. Hours away. And I'm like, I can't drive hours away when I'm passing out like this. I'll get into an accident and I'll fucking die. This fucking sucks. But hopefully, now that it's been 2 hours, I can get him to drink a little bit. And then maybe even eat. If he doesn't want to eat right away, the vet said give him 12 hours to let his stomach settle. And I was like, yeah, by 12 hours, he's going to be at a veterinarian hospital if he hasn't eaten. The vet said that's a good idea, but give the kitty, I wish he'd eat. I've done everything. Again, I've got like 14 different kinds of wet food, pâtés, broth, shreds. I've got a Shiva pâté, delectable squeeze-ups. I've got Fritzky's pâté, Wild Harvest, grain-free, shredded. I've got so much. I've also given him Benadryl, because a Benadryl is something that you can give cats safely. I was hoping it would sedate him a little bit and he'd sleep better. I even boiled chicken. I bought skinless, boneless chicken meat, and I just boiled it. So I have like the broth and the chicken itself. I cut and shredded up the chicken into little shreds. I tried to get him to eat it, but he just won't eat. He won't eat a thing. Poor guy. Yeah, skinless, boneless, seasonless, completely bland white chicken meat that has been boiled in water. It was time to try and feed him water. It is. I have this syringe that I've been using. I'm gonna put some more water in it, and I'm gonna just hold his head and squeeze the water into his mouth and hope he laps up as much of it as I can possibly get him to. It's gonna be a mess, but I have to do it. Hopefully after getting some water on his tongue and mouth and in his throat and belly, he'll go, oh hey, my stomach's feeling a little bit better because of the omeprazole. It would have been better if I could have given him, what's the other medication? There's another one, it starts with a P. Pepsid. Pepsid is supposedly even better, but we don't have any. The vet said omeprazole would work. Not to do pantoprazole, because pantoprazole has risks. Cats. He could only take 5 milligrams, and my capsules of omeprazole are 20. So I had to break the capsule, take a quarter of all the little tiny little beads and put it on some like cat squeezy tube a little bit. I had to squeeze his mouth open and wipe it off on his tongue and force him to eat it like that. And I felt so bad because he fucking hated it. But he's just laying there. At least he's not laying in his vomit now. My own body's shutting down, man. My eyes won't open. I've been losing my train of thought. I've been having actual mania while at work. I went to my boss and I said, dude, I'm wiggin'. I've never used that word before. I said, I'm wiggin'. I can't drive a forklift. Don't make me drive a forklift today until I've gotten rest, dude. I'm wiggin'. I don't even remember saying that. I don't remember like any of actual work yesterday. I've never heard someone use that word like that. It was like someone else was at the wheel. It was like I wasn't even in control of my body. Some fight or flight subconscious part of me was in control for a while. I feel so bad for him. It was breaking my heart hearing him cry, and now it's breaking my heart not hearing him cry. Oh, my eyes. I don't want to stay open. Oh, I was high on Benadryl. I'll tell you this much. Wiggin. W-I-G-G-I-N. I think I meant like I'm wigging out, which I've heard before. It means to suddenly become unnecessarily worried, anxious, upset, or paranoid. Apparently it means usually while under the effects of marijuana. I was not under the effects of marijuana, by the way. I never clarified that to my boss. But I was like on my 40th hour of being awake without sleep. And I drank like 2 huge things of coffee and 2 Monster Energies and 4 small cups of coffee. That's so much caffeine. My head is killing me. But I can power through it because the cat matters more. You guys would be surprised just how much of myself I can sacrifice if it means taking care of someone or something I care about. I didn't go blind working for nothing. You better make sure you're drinking water. I've been drinking and eating. I ate a Lunchable when I woke up, and then I ate a Lunchable on my way into work. Because I couldn't bring anything with me to get to work. Wiccan, like the girl band from Scooby-Doo, that's witchcraft. Wiccan is a form of witchcraft. Like pagan ritualism, isn't it? You're gonna dehydrate yourself with all that caffeine. Yep. I ate a couple Lunchables. I ate a donut. I ate a hot dog. I ate sushi yesterday, immediately getting home from work, because I stopped at the grocery store to get stuff. I wanted to get pumpkin seeds, because pumpkin seeds are a natural dewormer. It doesn't work. It doesn't work good enough. It's not a substitute for dewormer, but naturally it helps fight worms and can kill them because it has chemicals in it that are poisonous to roundworms. But they didn't have any. They just straight up did not have pumpkin seeds, just pumpkin seeds. And pumpkins are out of season, so they didn't have any pumpkins. Like, I was just fucked. I was like, even if it's like the roasted, salted pumpkin seeds in a bag, do you have any of that? And I'm like, nope. We have sunflower seeds and stuff. I was like, I'll take the roasted pumpkin seeds, and I'll soak them in water so that they're not salty or anything like that. And did he get the worms from the dog food? Most likely not. So roundworms, dogs can have them, humans can get them too, but you get them from fecal matter, and he most likely ate a mouse that had it. And only one species of ringworm can go from dog to cat and vice versa. And I don't think it's that species, because that species looks slightly different from what this worm looked like. This worm, it looked like a twist tie. It just looked like a twist tie, like a spaghetti noodle. Little homie's a hunter. Little homie, he looks fat. This motherfucker catches birds and shit. He catches birds and mice. He does. And he probably caught a mouse when he was locked in the garage, because he'll sneak through the door when my grandma gets home from church and stuff and get stuck in there for hours. He's an idiot. Until I realize he's missing and isn't just outside, and I go find him. He probably ate an infected mouse. Most likely. What's the coolest catch he's brought home? When he was a tiny baby, like still considered newborn levels of tiny, where his head is giant and his body is tiny. Me and my ex moved into a camper, and we accidentally left the camper door open, and this little insane creature left the camper, went to this old rotten mattress, found mice under it, fucking caught one, killed it, brought it back to the camper, sat next to our feet with this full mouse that this tiny little animal caught, and ate the whole damn thing in front of us. The entire thing. Bro did not leave a scrap. He ate the whole damn mouse. Bro actually went out, caught food, and came back. He is such a good boy. We cut a, yeah, my cat's cut birds, but I don't know what kind of birds. I think he cut a blue jay. He caught another bird, but I don't know what kind of bird it was, but he did catch it. And that's just the ones that he caught this summer. He's a really good boy. He doesn't deserve any of this. He should be medicated. The worm should already be fucking dead. Yep, I know what a hummingbird is. Those ones are the ones where their wings flap like so fast you can't see it. Oh, you poor thing. I'm sorry. I feel so sorry for him. I know how it feels to be just uncurably sick. I felt it when I caught COVID while I was immune suppressed. Where I had a moment where I like looked at my ex and I was like, get me to a hospital. I'm dying right now. Like I feel myself dying. And I went to the hospital and you know what they did? They gave me a Tylenol and sent me home. Motherfuckers didn't even give me anything. I was fine. I just felt horrible. Brought home a bad, yeah. But he I wish it was more. I wish I could just skip. Have it be 7 already. But I wanted to let you guys know. I wanted to talk to you guys directly. Didn't want to do a video because I didn't want to edit it. I was gonna do a stream yesterday after work. I was gonna come home, give the cat his medicine, and then I was going to, while I was super sleep deprived and manic and hysterical, I was going to try playing a Warcraft 3 custom game. And I was gonna be all like, clinically deranged manic man plays a high concentration RTS. I was gonna have you guys see just how fucked up I was, but I ended up running to all the stores in town to try and find dewormer. It's just not anymore. Yeah, next stream I'm gonna play Warcraft 3 again, because I haven't done it. Okay, well, I'm almost done with the thing when I got plans for it. Oh, yeah, good. Okay. BRB, I'm gonna put water in the syringe and see if it'll... to drink a little bit of water. I'm gonna see if he'll eat. The only thing that gets his mouth watering are the squeeze-ups. The delectable squeeze-up cat tubes. This isn't food. This is treat technically, but it has protein in it, and it has moisture in it, and if he'll eat it, good. So I'm gonna see if his appetite has been even slightly fixed by the in the stream I did my last stream, bro motherfucking one gulped an entire thing of this. Like, he ate a lot. He ate a lot. Right before throwing up, and he hasn't eaten a single thing since. That tube was the last thing he's eaten. I'm really worried that he doesn't just have worms, but is also either constipated or has a urinary blockage. He's not using the bathroom. Being dehydrated and not eating makes both of those things worse. better than nothing. Got him to drink. I got him to drink about 5. I got him to drink about 5 milliliters of water. That's it. But he drank it. And I got him to eat about a third of a squeezy tube, which is also good. Hey, I know your prob's not gonna stream a game today, but I wanted to let you know the demo for Mullet Mad Jack is great. It's definitely worth trying out later. I did see your message about that. I have been seeing everybody's messages. I have been seeing everybody's recommendations and stuff. Don't think I'm ignoring your guys' stuff. I am barely conscious. That's the only reason I haven't responded. I will check it out. I'm probably going to stream today, but it's probably going to be a late stream after everything's done and after work. Like, Kitty's sick. But I'm trying to stay functional. I drew yesterday. I haven't drawn yet today. I'll make up for it tomorrow. I worked all day. I didn't get home until 6. I didn't start the stream until like... Also, the music stopped. I didn't start the stream until like... when 8:45, I think. He looked at me like I was a big jerk. I held his head still, and I put the syringe against the edge of his mouth, and I gently, slowly squeezed water, and he lapped it up. So that's good. I did the same thing with the squeezy tube. I held his head still and practically shoved it in his mouth, and it was more his reactionary getting it away from his nose by licking it off than anything. But I don't give a fuck how he licks it off, as long as he gets that shit inside of him. That third of a squeezy tube the cat just ate is more than he's eaten in the past 2 days combined. He is not doing hot. Hope you're doing alright. Thank you, Lil. I'm trying. My cat is sick. He has worms. And the vet didn't get me the fucking medication in time, so I've been waiting all weekend while he's suffering and vomiting and screaming and rolling around and unable to sleep and feeling super ill and having flu-like symptoms and wobbling and not drinking and not eating. It has sucked. Oh, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Oh. Do it. Drink that water. Drink that water. Do it. I'm watching. Come on, don't just hover over the water. That's a sign of kidney damage. Don't just hover. Drink. Actually drink. Go on. Tell if he's actually drinking it or if he's just dipping his chin in. Oh, he's trying to walk over to me, but he like he's really wobbly, and like he puts his weight into his steps and he can't hold himself up, so he starts to crumble and he gives up after like 3 feet. So he slowly moves in increments over long periods of time. Every time I wake up, he's in a different position in a different part of the floor. I'm so proud of you, buddy. You did it. Good job. I think I know what he needs. I need to put more water in different places. I need to take a plate, a really low-edged plate, so that he doesn't have to hunch himself at all to drink out of it. I'll see what the vet says in the morning. I'm so tired. I've been working on some interesting stuff. And the little bit of time that I've spent trying to pass time at work and in bed, I'm planning out a video game. It's gonna be the second video game that I make after I finish all these challenges. But I'm actually getting really excited about it because it should be cool. I'm trying to show off on stream or keep it a big secret. I'm gonna do full launches. I'm not gonna show it off on stream. I'm also not gonna do things like early access. I think early access is a scam and is a terrible, terrible, terrible way to damage the game industry. What I'm gonna do, it's gonna be almost all RPGs that I make, maybe even some like horror games or something. But the games that I make are gonna be completely finished when they launch. The first thing I'm gonna make is gonna be a fan game for an anime. And it's going to be a tech demo. It is going to be a tech demo for the kind of things that I want to do in the first game that I make, the first original game that I make. It's going to be a co-op PvE mech game where you fight these monsters slash aliens. I still haven't figured it out. It's gonna be kind of like a reverse tower defense. In tower defense, you place your units all around to stop a line of enemies. And in this game, it's gonna be like defending a tower. And the co-op is going to be involved. Each side of the tower is going to be sectioned into cones. And each player, up to 4 players, are going to be designated one of the cones to defend. And you're going to have your mech, which you use to fight. And then you're going to have the pilot, which is going to have abilities that you can use to assist your teammates in their cones. And if I can figure it out, I'm also going to do a handshake mechanic where like everyone will have the cone that they're in. The different monsters will come in each wave in the different cones. And if I'm able to figure out the programming properly, you can have both people in different cones come to the same wall and handshake to swap. sides. And then, like, depending on what mech you choose, you get a different weapon and a different combat style. And then, depending on what pilot you choose, you'll get different abilities to assist your teammates. Like, the captain pilot can choose one of his teammates, and that teammate's next charged attack will do, like, double damage. Or the, bookworm pilot type can, like, select a unit, like an enemy type that they see, and then all allies in the other cones will get, like, a % increased damage against that specific kind of unit. Stuff like that. It's gonna be co-op. You're gonna use the pilot's abilities to interact with your friends, and the mech's abilities to fight the monsters. It's not gonna be crazy. It's not gonna be insanely complicated, but I'm gonna try to make it at least look pretty. And I'm going to use a Darling in the Franxx fan game that I've wanted to make since 2016 to tech demo what the mech gameplay is gonna be like. Better not have day one story DLC. No DLC. It is going to be a finished launch. I'm going to have a campaign with characters and story. I'm not going to waste time on tons of customization. Each pilot is going to be a preset character that just has looks and an ability. And then each mech is going to be a preset mech that's going to have a different, like, look and weapon type. It's going to have weapon types very Monster Hunter-esque, where none of them are going to have an overall higher damage output, but the way that you fight will be different. That's the way I want to do it. And because the way that you fight will be different, it will be very, like certain, like, even though, say, the mech that has the big spear is going to do the same amount of damage overall as the mech that has the big hammer, or the mech that has the smaller claws. The mech that has the big spear is going to be better for fighting certain types of enemies because of the way that the spear works. So that's why there's going to be handshaking to switch between the cones. So you could be like, ah, shit, these monsters are coming from this cone. You're using this mech, swap with me. And then they swap sides and stuff like that. It'll hopefully be very interactive. Are we talking D&D? No, we're talking about the games that I'm going to make. And then, well, that game is going to be very anime styled. It's going to be very futuristic mech. It's going to have a loose, basic campaign story with levels that get harder until it finishes. With, like, a big story thing there. And then there's going to be, like, free play, where you can go back and do the levels, kind of like in Vermintide. And you can manually change the difficulty, and you can play with friends. And it's not gonna have a server. It's gonna be like peer-to-peer connection. It's gonna be completely finished when it launches. No DLC, no weird updates, no anything crazy like that. No early access. I'll have the tech demo in the Darling in the Franxx fan game. And then I'm gonna work on the game until it's finished and then launch it and maybe do like a patch. But I want to make games that are completely finished, that you can load up on a console without internet connection, and play with your friends on a couch. That's what I want. And I don't want early access pledges. I don't want anything like that. But then the second game, which will be a bit more ambitious, is going to be a more fantasy-based RPG, but it is going to be, combat-wise, it's going to kind of have a Mage Seeker / Hades combat style, kind of mixed with Castlevania combat style, where, like, you get light and heavy attacks, and you can chain them in different combos. It's not gonna be full top down. It's gonna be 3/4 top down at an angle where you can turn the camera. But that one I have a whole bunch of ideas for, but I really can't spoil too much. What I'll say is it's going to be very dark fantasy based, and it's going to have a week based system where you're gonna start at a central node and you have 3 weeks to spread out through the nodes, and as you go through the nodes you'll gather resources to upgrade your gear and stuff like food, and you'll be able to get money, and you'll be able to get stuff like that. And as time goes on and you get farther away from the center node, the levels will get more difficult. Some of the nodes will just be like a story interaction. Some of the nodes will be an actual fight. Some of the nodes will be like a little exploration thing where you have this much time to explore this area and gather stuff. And the whole idea is as the days go on, it'll get harder and harder and harder, and eventually nodes will start getting taken over by like bosses that will start making their way towards the center, kind of the way that reclamation algorithm did it. And eventually at the end of the 3 weeks you'll fight the big boss, and then obviously hopefully you win. If you lose, then you lose, and then the cycle starts again. You get to go to a shop, you get to do stuff, there'll be characters to interact with, and then you do it again. And it will have a story. You can just play the game passively, and like the gear you get will translate to the next one. I'm gonna have an almost Dark Cloud 2 synthesize system where like you hit a node and you find like a camp in the snow, and like you have a few options to do, and like if you choose an option, you can get some wood and like some camping supplies, and you can synthesize that camping supplies into stats for your weapon to make your weapon stronger. And some nodes will give you new weapons, some weapons you can buy, some nodes will give you buffs, some nodes will give you money, some nodes will heal you, some nodes will give you buddies that can explore a free node for you. Some nodes will straight up be, you get a text prompt, you get a picture, and then it drops you in the middle and you walk around. And the whole idea is I want to have a whole bunch of nodes, so every single time you play it's going to be slightly different, and it's going to be randomly generated where the nodes are. Sometimes you'll come across nodes you've seen before, sometimes you won't. Sometimes you'll come across bosses you've seen before, but certain nodes will be based around the story campaign. And if you do all the campaign nodes, you'll unlock new ones, and that's how you progress the story until you reach the end of the story. It should be interesting. I'm not going to talk more about it than that because it's really unfleshed out and I haven't done any work on it. But that's what I want to make. After this drawing challenge, you can start drawing out how you want these games to look. That's going to be part of it. Part of the 3 challenges, the drawing challenge, the music challenge, and the 3D model challenge, all 3 are parts of game design. In my free time, I'm learning Godot in the background. By the end of all 3 challenges, and the 300-day learning Japanese challenge, I'll hopefully have enough of an understanding of Japanese to make these games bilingual without having to hire somebody. And I'll be able to draw all the promotional art and the character sprites and the textures and everything for everything, and I can make it stylized. And then I'll have the musical know-how to make the soundtracks for the games, and I'll have the 3D modeling down pat good enough. I know how to do all 3 of these things, but the point of the challenge is to better my workflow so that I can make these shorter, simpler video games without it taking 7 years to make them. Make sense? So that's what I'm planning on doing. You guys will get to see more when I do for the drawing challenge, try drawing some of the characters to come up with character designs and drawing some of the places. The first game is going to be very stylized mech combat, and then the second game is going to be a bit more gritty fantasy, like dark fantasy, fighting demons, protecting a central thing. The main idea I kind of have for the story, and this is super TLDR, but the idea that I have for the story is that we are going to be protecting a light post, basically. And this light post has this holy fire in it that we get from either like a whole... I have I want to do like a sacred dragon, where like the dragon is an interactable character, where at the end of every 3 weeks the fire is now so dim that you have to go get a new fire, and that's why as the week goes on the monsters get stronger, because the sacred fire that's holding the demons back burns away and gets smaller so the demons can encroach. And our job as the character, our job as the character is going to be to defend the fire. So that's kind of the gameplay story loop. And then obviously there'll be a campaign, technically. There'll be story and stuff going on. And lots of references. I want to have lots of references. I wanna throw in the Moonlight Greatsword somewhere in there as a reference for Kingsfield. I love the game so much. It should be fun. It should be fun. What role does Bone's mom plan on this? She makes me the sandwich. I just said a sexist thing about Bone's mom, guys. That's pretty cool, huh? But no microtransactions, no skins, no stores. I don't plan on doing DLC, but like, if these games do get really, really popular, I can always do expansions in the same way Warcraft did expansions. Or like, it's the same game, but there's new stuff in it. No, none of that money grabbing shit. I will, however, have at least 2 NPCs that need to be voiced in the second game. I'm gonna have to try and find someone. I'm gonna try and see if I can get a VTuber to do it. A female VTuber for one of the NPCs that I know is going to exist. Just because I love it. I love it when people in like VTuber businesses and stuff like that get to do voice acting. It's always great. It's always great. Always great. I was watching people reacting to K-San and the Yakuza game, and I'm like, how fucking average earned that shit. Don't expect anything anytime soon. I'm gonna keep doing the challenges and learning. When I get to it, I'll work on it. You look like you're gonna fall asleep any sec now. I am. I'm gonna end the stream right now. I'm so exhausted. I'm passing out. The cat ate a little tiny bit, and he drank a little bit, and he's tired. So I'm going to end the stream. I'm gonna see if I can squeeze any more squeezy tube into his lips. And then I'm going to sleep. Because I need to get up early so I can potentially bring the cat to the vet. My eyes aren't even being open anymore. I am late. Don't worry, Keg. I've been talking about stuff. You can go back and rewatch the VOD if you want to stay caught up. Kitty's having a rough time. He's very sick. And I'm going to try and make him eat a little bit more and then lay down myself. So. Thank you guys for understanding and for your support. All your guys' messages and memes and posts, they help a lot. I've been seeing them in the Discord. I'm gonna try to stream tomorrow. If things are really bad with the cat tomorrow, I probably won't. But we'll see. Hopefully, the vet will do the fucking job finally. Fucking subhuman garbage. I wish I could go to school for like 5 years to be paid to not do my fucking job and get 2 days off a week every week, same days. Good night, Golden King, and good night, everyone. Thank you, Zach. I'm so tired. I am struggling. No hype outro this time. I'm not even gonna do the outro stuff. I'm just gonna end the stream. I'm so tired, guys. Thank you, Keg. Thank you, everybody. You guys all take care of yourselves. Hopefully, Kitty feels better. I feel so sorry for my baby. He's all I have left. He's the only thing I still have. Lost everything else. I will not lose him. I swear to God, if anything happens to this cat, it's gonna be a spectacle. I'm gonna fucking lose it. You better be okay, Bob. I'm going to sleep. Also, the model might be changing. I don't know by how much. But it won't be. It won't. I'm not changing the designs or the colors or anything like that, but I might change the shape a little bit. Stylize it a little bit more instead of being just generalized anime guy. Yes, I'm gonna get the crimson chin. I'm actually just gonna put my hair and irises and crown and halo on Metro Man. I'm gonna take a 3D model of Metro Man. That's gonna be me. Get myself into a fat bite. I am. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna round the cheeks out more. Okay. Wish me luck. I'm gonna try to feed the cat a little bit more. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for listening to me. Thank you guys for understanding. I appreciate your messages a lot. Hopefully, I can help the cat and I can afford it. Because it's gonna be so expensive. We don't have any money. But that's okay, because Kitty, you're worth more than anything. I'll spend every cent I own. And then some, if it means you're okay. Alright, guys. See you tomorrow. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah, I will. I'll keep drinking and I'll keep eating. Take care.